have the technology to do? Do you possibly like what you gave us some of the feedback, and you certainly don't need to tell us, anything that's privy or classified. But like, did Axel actually get any involvement, or was it you kind of just got direction from notes with management, and I guess that was just on their end talking to Axel?
Yeah, I wish I had gotten to hang out or talk with Axel and the guys. They were on tour. In fact, I think they might have been in Europe. So I wasn't able to. I was hoping maybe they even come to the session. That wasn't possible. But I think all the notes came through management from them. But I would say the one thing that was interesting is there's certain things you can do in live playing that you just can't do with samples, with synths, especially not in 89, 90, 91, because at that point, if you really listen, every accent of even the flutes, every single note has an accent on it, so it goes bop 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 like that, whereas a real flute player would never do that. A real flute player would go, or they could, but they would rather probably go ba da da be so they'd slur the notes together to make it sound more like a phrase. And so that's something you'll hear on our newer version. Was it's a little more with the idiomatic, they would say, to the instrument. So the flutes are played less like a keyboard and more like a flautist would play. And the same thing with there's a couple of cello solos in there that are in the midst of it that also have what they call portamento, which is when one note slides to the next note. So instead of going bottom, you go bum, and you slide up to it just the way, Eric Clapton would slide up to something. But you can do that on a real instrument, but it's very difficult to do that with samples, and it was impossible to do that in the early 90s. So that was some things that we knew we could bring to probably what Axel would have done had he had his own real orchestra or more modern synths that we have now. So I tried to update it in that way, just to take the what I think was his original intent and bring it more to life.